Hey, what's up, Matthew? This is a demo video for you for your SP Sabers High Ground. This is installed the Proffie. It's got the crystal chamber in it from SP Sabers. I know that I've had this saber for a long time. Was waiting on a part to come in, so sorry about that. Right, that it was out of my hands, but still, sorry that you had to wait so long for this guy. But hopefully, it was worth the wait. You've got a Carl Chin PCB in here for your Neopixel connector inside of your emitter. This is one of two CC Sabers connectors on this saber. This is a 2-button setup, so your front switch underneath your clamp card here will be your power. Your back switch will be your auxiliary, and I'll show you how that works here in a second. How to get to your chassis is you want to unscrew the pommel, but remember on this saber, when you're unscrewing the pommel, you're actually twisting it to the right. Okay? This is reverse threaded, so just remember that. It's something that can trip me up. So we'll take the pommel off. You'll want to come over here and unscrew this greebly just a bit. This is your chassis retention greebly. So we'll just unscrew this. You don't have to take it all the way out. Just kind of loosen it. This is a normal thread though. So twist to the left. And then you can pull your chassis right out. This has the SP Sabers crystal chamber. So it's got dual crystals. They're both real quartz crystals, one up top here and one down below. They are wired separately. So they each do a little something different when the saber's off, and then do something different again when the saber is back on. Now you sent me some sound fonts, but some of the fonts that you sent me were corrupted and they weren't working properly. So what I did is I went through and I put on the 3 or 4 that were working properly, and I took off the one that wasn't. I think it was the Duke. All right. Let's throw a battery in this guy. This is a White Cloud Sabers chassis, by the way. So my buddy Ollie over at White Cloud Sabers lets me use this chassis whenever I do this particular setup. So this his chassis, Sean's crystal chamber. I was just the guy that wired this up. All right, and then there's your second Carl Chen PCB in here. Your negative side of your battery goes over here by your speaker. You got that leaf spring right there. Put that in.
Formerly dark, now just more.
Turn this off. Your first sound font is a Crimson Menace. So as you can see, I got one pulsing. I've got one doing a heartbeat. You can turn the saber on outside of the chassis on outside the saber if you want, because here are your switches, right? So this is your power. And we got twist off there. We'll put this in the saber. So when putting it in the saber, you want to line up your switches with the control box. Go ahead and slide it in there gently. When you get this all the way in, you're going to feel it bounce on the pins. So you want to hold it down and then screw in that greebly that we loosened up to take the chassis out. All right. Screw that down in there. Come over here and take your pommel. Screw it on. Remember, when you're screwing it on, you're twisting it to the left. All right, we'll tighten it down all the way. Hit power. So now your second one's lighting up. Auxiliary back here, right? And we'll twist off. Now to put a blade in, what you want to do is come over here and unscrew just the top ring of the emitter. All right. We're going to unscrew that piece, take that off. You've got 2 blade retentions here. So what we're going to do is we'll take this ring of the emitter, we'll slide it over our blade, drop our blade down, and tighten up those 2 blade retention screws. All right. Your kit comes with Allen keys for this. So you don't need to go purchase anything. I'll make sure it stays in your box. Once we tighten those two down, we can take this emitter, bring it down, and then just screw it back in. All right, just gently screw it back in. You don't have to go super tight with this guy. Just a bit of a snug fit, just like that, and you're good to go. Your blade's all locked in. Trading sound fonts is hitting auxiliary.
Master Dooku.
Blaster bolts is just tapping auxiliary. Blade lockup is holding the auxiliary button down and hitting the saber. This is set up for a full-length blade. I'm just using my test blade to show it off. All right. See the blade lock up here. When you hold the saber here, it moves out towards the emitter, or towards the tip of the blade, rather.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Good flash on clash. Soak font. Saber is very loud. And you got twist off just like that. All right, and then we'll break this guy back down by going in reverse of what we did. So first, unscrew this guy. If your entire blade is sanded, you might be able just to bring it up over the blade like that carefully. All right. But if you have a brand new 1-inch diameter blade, you may not be able to do that. So we'll loosen this guy up, loosen the second one up, pop the blade out, and put this back in. And then we'll go over taking the battery out. Very easy to do, but you might need a tool because it is pretty tight inside the chassis. It holds the battery very well. All right, so again, come over here. We'll unscrew this guy by turning it to the right. Loosen our greebly right here. Pull out our chassis. And then come over here with a tool from the positive side by the speaker. With a pair of tweezers or your Allen key, you can use that too and just pop it out just like that. And that is basically your high ground. Let me know if you have any questions, and I plan on getting this out in the mail to you tomorrow. All right, thanks.